Drop a flower emoji in the chat if you're happy to be here today. I'm so happy to have you guys with me. Today's to-do list, we're going to size down a dress. We're going to contour the bust back. That means here's her bust, here's the dress. It's kind of pulled away a little bit, and we're gonna contour it back so it lays nice and flat against her chest, so when you turn to the side, you don't see all that gaping. We're gonna deal with that. And then we're gonna trim her up, make her nice and neat. I've got 30 minutes today, so we'll go from noon to 12:30. This is, of course, Eastern Standard Time. Welcome aboard, everybody. I see climbing on. It's great to see you today. So, yeah, that's our to-do list. Make sure you hit subscribe and make sure every now and then you drop an emoji or say hi to someone else on the chat. It helps the live stream so much. All right, so here she is, the dress we're working on today. And now you know what I mean by trim her up. Hello, Jane. Everybody say hi in the comments. Let me know where you are and if you're sewing with us today, or maybe you're taking a little break. That's okay too. Look at this. We definitely need to clean her up. So I do still have a little bit of that upper respiratory thing going on that I had the other day. So I'm gonna try to not cough on you. I will do my best. If any of you guys have any tips for me for kicking this thing, I'd love to hear it. I don't know. I just don't even know what to do anymore. Just up coughing, you know, you set up and all that. Sleep sitting up. I've been doing that kind of thing. I've been doing the inhaler so I can breathe. I don't know. They say you shouldn't take nasal spray more than a few days. Oh, that stuff works the best though, honestly. All right, so I'm gonna get these guys out of here. They're kind of gross and they need to move anyways for the work we're doing. My razor's dull. It should have gone right through that. Get a fresh razor. My favorite razor brand is Werner, and I get them at Lowe's in the painting section. They're the best. They're so sharp. All right, so I'm gonna cut loose that understitching. A lot of people call that top stitching. It's not. It's called understitching. Seems kind of weird because the stitching is at the top. It looks like top stitching, but it's not. It doesn't go all the way through, right? It's just going through like the lining. Oh man, something is like severely sewn in there. It's just going through the lining and the seam allowance. This is crazy, guys. This is a sharp razor. I don't know what all they have sewn through. I'm like almost having to whittle away on the inside. All right, so we've got it kind of cracked open at the top. I'm going to reach through the layers. This one is bagged, so when I go through the layers, look what happens. Hi. So I need to go to the center back of the skirt, kind of like the train area, and crack that lining open. And this is going to be the vent that I work with to do the alterations. This is very, very common. If you're like, how do you get in there? I can't find a way. A lot of times this is what's going on. Almost half the time, honestly. We have to get in that way. All right, so then I go in through that vent, which like I said is gonna be kind of at the center back of the dress, right? So I'm gonna kind of zoom over here to the right side, push that boning down in there, grab it, flip it and I'm gonna pull it through. I'm hitting the mic. It probably sounds like I'm in like a wrestling contest or something. All right, so here we go. So much in here. I'm just gonna disconnect that. That tape's gonna work just fine without still being in there because we're bringing this in, so we're gonna be sewing through the tape again. So it's not gonna matter that I just interrupted that. Here's her boning. Got that removed. I'm gonna lay that to the side. This I can reuse. I don't always replace the boning. This is like in really good shape. So like this little bit here this is like the hang loop was pulling on this area and it just did a little bit of that, but it's really not compromised. All right. I'm gonna look at my notes. And see what else needs to be done. We're taking it in a 1/2 inch folded. That means it's gonna feel like a full inch on the side. And we're gonna do that on both sides. So it's gonna be like 2 inches. So we're taking it down a size, essentially, depending on their size chart. All right, so I've got access to this. This is the side seam. You can see the waist, the hip. This is up at the top, the underarm. We're gonna go down through here. This is that main outer layer because of the lace. You can see that. This is the lining layer. Lay that over the side. You can see how that's gonna work. She's got a very hefty waist stay in there that's got lots of elastic. That's a good one. I'll show you how to deal with that today too. Spoiler alert, you don't. Most of the time you don't have to really do anything with it, but I'll show you that just so it doesn't freak you out. All right, so I'm gonna set this here. This is how I hold my place. I do this and I lower the needle. And then I'm just gonna look at the note really quick to refresh my memory. Okay, so we're just taking it a 1/2 inch, pretty much down to where the waist is starting. Okay, so we're almost slightly raising the waist on this dress. Only slightly. All right, so we're gonna start up here at the top. See if I can get you a little more light. Lock it. Everyone say hello in the comments. Let us know where you're at. I've got chat enabled. You guys can chat amongst yourselves. You can also just kind of put it out there in general where you are and what you're working on today. All right, so I started a 1/2 inch, broke that needle, and you'll see here what I'm doing to hammering right into this waist. I thought that was a good chance I would break a needle because I kept hearing it like really chunk on stuff. Yeah, it's got a couple of big stones right in there. Let's see. There's not very many stones on this dress. I really was not expecting to have to clear out the path. I'm honestly probably just gonna kind of carefully go through that little section. I'm not actually gonna pull a bunch of stones off of the dress. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to go through and clear out your whole area that you're gonna work in. This dress just really doesn't have much of that, so I'm gonna try to make it through without breaking 5 needles today. We'll see. Have I ever broken a needle and it came flying at me? Why, yes, I have. Oh, I should have just pre-threaded this needle. We talked about that last week. It's getting so hard to see. All right. So I can just feel like it's like a little row of them right here. All right, so I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go right up to them. I'm going to go very slow. That literally just gives them time to move away. It's not very dense, okay, guys? If there was a lot of beads, we wouldn't get by with this. There's another little swag of them right here. It must be almost like around the waistline. You can hear it click as it passes by. Will I use this needle on another dress? Will I use this needle on a satin dress right after this? No! This needle will go in the trash. She's doing some hard work here. So I had a short that had a lot of people up in arms last week because I was saying, how often do you change your needle? And they wanted a time frame, and it was purely situational. That was the whole point of my short, is we can't say how often. Like, you literally just have to pay attention to what you're doing and know, like, hey, I just trashed that needle. I should plan on changing it out. It's more like that. All right. Ran out of bobbin. And how did I know? I did a short about that too, guys. You listen for it. You learn to hear it. If you listen out for it, you'll learn to recognize when you run out. All right. Back in business. Again, a speed trick is definitely learning how to change out that bobbin without looking at anything. You want that purely muscle memory. All right, that's the shape we're going for. See that? Pretty subtle. It's only a ½ an inch tighter at the top, and then it's just a gradual release from there. I'm actually not going to put the boning back in yet because we have several more fittings with this dress, several more things to figure out what's wrong with. And so I would probably end up having to move it anyways. So I'm going to put that with her bag. Here we go again. It's a bad bobbin day, guys. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe. If it gives you the option to hit subscribe, that means you're not subscribed. A lot of people think they are and they're not. Here we go. Guys, the bobbins have organized an uprising today, apparently. All right, so you pull that, stick it under there, put a little tension on this top guy. Okay. You know what? It feels really tight. I wonder if there's something stuck. This is why live streams are so awesome, because this is not getting edited out because it's off topic. So that's so helpful, because this is like sewing in real life. Look. Can you see it? Can you see that? Let me get behind here so you can see it. Focus, people. Look. Just that little thing, you know? So there's something wrong. It is stuck in there, like show enough stuck. So if I can't get this out with pliers, I'm probably going to have to switch to a different bobbin casing, which, by the way, if you don't have multiple bobbin casings handy, you might have some trouble on your hands. These are not the right, these are more like snips. I was looking for pliers. I don't know what to tell you guys because it's not coming out. All right, let me try again. Do you guys know how to work on... That's right, Jane. It's just like a little segment of thread. Makes a difference. Do you guys know how to work on your bobbins? Let's talk about it while I'm doing this. Oh my goodness, it's so elusive. Okay, so it probably is that I need to like undo the screw and really clean it out. But there's like a spring in there. If I undo that, yeah, Christy, definitely. You definitely need extra bobbin casing. It is coming out a little bit though. Do you see that? There's like a little bit of length left in there. Let me just pull it up close to my face. Okay, so I did get sidetracked. I see the comment about it. Have I ever had a broken needle fly up in my face? I absolutely have. And I even had a pair of glasses that I wore. I still wore them for a year or two after, maybe a year, that had like a gash in the lens from it flying up. All right, so what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm not, you're right, Jane. There's always a favorite bobbin casing. You're like, I hate this bobbin casing, but this one I love. That is like so true. All right, so I'm gonna run this through again and see. I'm almost kind of like flossing. Oh my goodness, yeah, she's got issues. Wait a minute, it's getting smoother. I'm putting a little bit of resistance right here, and I'm pulling like in this kind of motion to help clean her out. She's so much smoother right now. Okay, let's see if that did it. If you guys need to work like continuously without having any type of like technical interruption, you're probably gonna hate sewing. To me, I'm like, oh, it's a nice diversion from the other thing that I was supposed to be doing. It doesn't really bother me. Now, like interruptions from people coming in and out or like asking questions or whatever, that really bothers me. It's not that I don't like them. It's the like having to get my mind back on track. It's such a nightmare. Oh, it's sewing so much better. Okay. Yeah, that little piece of thread was just a nightmare for us. All better now. Okay, so now I'm gonna flip over to the other side. Do my thing over here. Same thing, make sure all this is open up top. And then don't forget, we're gonna contour that bust back. We've got that on our to-do list today. But I've got a hard break at 12:30. So let's see what we can do. It's 12:18. So I got 12 minutes left. Let's see what we can do, people. Oh, take that, seam rippers. Oh, why I love razors. It's just so fast like that. All right. So we remember the pitfalls from last time, right? We're going to start 1/2 inch and we're going to look out. Yeah, we don't get into them until we get to the waist. It's the weirdest thing. Okay. I'm going to try not to break a needle. If we do, we'll just deal with it. I buy my needles in like the big boxes. Do you guys get that? Get the big old boxes of them. Or I'll get a whole like baggie full of like the little flat boxes. This is a little congested right here. I can really feel like a lot of stones right where I'm trying to terminate. So I gotta go slow. Somebody hold your breath for me. Hold your breath as we pass through. Woo! I I think we made it. Yay, we did it. Okay. So this job only took one needle. That's nice. Here we go. I haven't had Smokey in here for a while. I feel like a lot of you guys that are new to my channel because of the vertical live streaming, you haven't ever met my dog Smokey. He's so sweet. He's so beautiful. He's a Grand Royal Standard. So he's like 100 pounds and I don't know. He comes up to about my hip. He's massive. And he's like a silver or cafe au lait, whatever they call it. Kind of a blend of those two colors. Phantom poodle, if you're into any of that. If you love dogs, drop a little dog emoji so I know who the dog people are. If you love cats, you can drop a cat emoji, okay? I don't want to leave anybody out. But he hasn't been here for a while. He needs a day. He needs a day at the old studio. He just likes to lay on the floor on a blanket beside me while I work. He loves to guard. We had no idea, like, you know, they're bred for different things, and you never know what natural inclination is going to come out of your dog. They can guess based on the parents, but you really don't know. And that's his jam. He loves to, like, get right at the feet of somebody and lay like facing out away from you and just kind of survey everything that's going on. He's a good boy. He's good for that. All right, so we've got it right back out. So this is where the going was getting tough. It was right through here. Ooh, she's got a pool back here. Right through there. But that's a pretty smooth transition there. I'm happy with it. All right, so some of these that are like really frayed and gross, I'm just gonna trim them. Just get them out of here. But some of these, when you pull on them, I don't know if I'll see one right here. Let's see. Like this, okay, perfect. If I pull on this, see it's this whole row of pearls. And so you can technically pull on the next pearl and this whole thing will come out, right? So I don't want to just trim that off and then you just have pearl loss. So I don't have it right here with me. It's in the other room. But I use this clear cement. You guys always ask me what it's called. It's called hypo cement. And I just tap it like a little bit right there and leave it for a bit while I trim everything else. And then when I come back, then I can trim it. And I know that I've kind of stopped the unraveling that's going on. So basically this is something that I like to do a little bit of while I sew. Just kind of trim up a little bit. But when I'm done with my sewing segment on this, see there's another one. If I pull on it, it tightens up this row and that lets me know that needs cement. So when I'm done with my part of alterations, when I hand this over to the girls to prep for the appointment, I'll get them to make sure they really trim it up well. Here's another example of one. See that pull on it and see how it's working on all of these? That's the one that gets glued, not just trimmed. This frayed mess right here, this gets trimmed. I hope that's clear, the difference. Oh, yep, that's in a row. We'll leave that. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Contouring the bust back. So I've got a knot. And I'm gonna start over here with my knot. Go like this, really kind of catch it there. When we come through with the hypo cement, we can also tap the knots and then trim them down smaller. All right, so this is how we're gonna do the contour stitch. Yeah, Christy, the dress really is pretty. It's a beautiful color and it's got kind of like this stretchy flow to it. Like it's very, very flattering. As you can tell, it's a plus size dress. So designs that are designed for like a size 4, they're not always flattering on someone who's a 24. There's just different looks that serve their figure better. And this fabric combination plus the design of the dress is really well suited to a plus size bride. She looks like $1,000,000. All right, so these are just little bitty stitches that I'm doing. Coming across here. All right, and this is the center front, okay? I don't need to go all the way to the center front. I can tell you now, these probably are gonna need to be curved in and tacked down because the bones are just wanting to come out and put on a show. All right, so I just kind of give this a little bit of a tug and nudge it to curve in. That's all that is to contour the bust back. And once you get the dress to fit, plus put in that gather stitch, it makes all the difference. All the difference. All right, 3 knots as always. Hide the tail as always. All right, and that part, see how that's curving back now? Nice. That's exactly what we're going for. So much better. See how this just doesn't really have anything, it's just so flat. And now this has this little inward curve. And of course we'll press this on a ham and that'll perfect it. Yeah, the color is perfect. Yeah, Christy, it really is. Amy, this contour stitch is one of my favorite things you've taught me. Simple, but makes a world of difference. It really is. And I usually do it like to perfection, like to their exact size. I usually do that at the final appointment. And they sometimes get like nervous. They're like, what about this part? What? And they just keep showing you the neckline. And I'm like, we just kind of generally get it right. But in the end, we really lock it back to like whatever size they are right before they get married. And it's so impressive every time. They love it. Yeah, Christina's asking, is it the nature of the fabric that's fraying so much? Yeah, it's this knit kind of, it's like there's a lot of elastic or something in this lace. It's like a knit lace or something. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it just frays a lot. Let's see. Oh, Rebecca, I've only watched your long videos from years ago and I didn't know you had a dog. Yeah. Oh, Smokey. Oh, Chris, I bring my Atticus to my studio. He's my best bud. Chris and I have so much in common, don't we, Chris? Mary, what size needle do I normally use? For this kind of job, I would typically do like a 14, but I think I did an 18 today just because that's what I had. It does not really matter for this dress. I could have gone down to like maybe even a 10 or a 12. This dress is very forgiving about needle size. And what's my sewing machine's name? If you want to know the actual make and model, it's a Juki. And I usually do link, guys, a shopping tag where you can see the machine. But it's a Juki DDL 5550N. Most people nowadays would get a Juki 8700, but I customized her. So she doesn't like look like this when you buy her. Let me pull away where you can see her. She doesn't really, there's my little earthquake. She doesn't really look like that when you buy her. That's all kind of custom. And I did a series of shorts about it. But look, I put bridal sewing in there. And let's see. She's got all those rose decals. Really hard to see right now, but I've got shorts where you can see more details on it. So, well, guys, we made it to 12:30. Make sure you've hit subscribe. Can you please hit the like button for me? Just do it real quick. It only takes a second. There's 25 of you on here right now, and there's only 2 thumbs up. Let's get that number up for me, please, please, please. That is how you help share the art and skill and passion of bridal sewing. Simple gestures like that. Thumbs up emoji, drop an emoji in chat, the like button, whatever you want to do is going to show some engagement, and YouTube is going to help spread this far and wide. You guys all have a beautiful day. I will see you back here this Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, vertical live streams. I do them every afternoon, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll see you then. Take care, guys. Thank you for the thumbs up.